What's going on, my peeps? What's going on? Glad to be here. I hope everyone's having a great day. You know, this is a special one for me, guys. I've been waiting for this for a while, and been talking with my buddy behind the scenes for a while. Been talking with a lot of the Mad Cave creators, and man, I am proud as hell to introduce the one and only Mark London.
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
What's up, boss?
How are you, man?
I am great, man. I hope you're doing well, staying safe in this crazy time. Catching up on some reading, or maybe just working your butt off as usual, I'm sure.
Both, a little bit of both.
Yeah, I hear it, man. I've been still working myself, and then behind that, I'm trying to figure out the third, because I got this new job and it's third shift. So I've been trying to balance like staying up all night, 10-hour shifts all night, and then I'm trying to figure out where I can still wake up at a decent hour, because I used to just stay up all night and just sleep all day, you know what I'm saying? And nowadays I cannot stand it. I feel like I wasted my day. So now with the job, I'm like, I got to get up and I got to do some content. I just got to do something. So I've been trying to figure out how to balance that. But dude, thank you so much for taking the time out your busy day, your this busy, crazy time that we're living in right now, to come hang out with the community. I know we all appreciate it. And these guys will tell you in the chat, all they hear me talk about is Mad Cave. They're probably almost sick of it. Like, they're like, damn, they're like, does he work for Mad Cave? Because I'm telling you, I'm like, no, I do not. Maybe one day I'll move to Miami just to start a life with Mad Cave. But I want to thank everyone for hanging out in the chat. And look, guys, look at the overlay, man. Ain't that nice? I got some of the homies in the chat. But yo, the first question I had was like, yo, so first things first, are you the hardest working man in the comic book industry? CEO, chief creative officer, creator of all these awesome, series, and writer. Like, man, how you get much sleep, bro? and I know you have family as well.
Yeah, but actually, I mean, it's thanks to the team that I have, to be honest, Dylan. I have a wonderful team, from the publisher, from the VP of operations, for the editor-in-chief, from the designers, from the artists. So you might guys see that I do a lot, but it's really the people that make Mad Cave Studios that really help me out everything. So it kind of looks that way, but I mean it's a team, really.
Yeah. Oh, I hear it, man. I see some of those cool YouTube videos where you guys are all sitting around the desk, just, brainstorming the next awesome title to come out. Yeah, man, like I say it so much, and like I said, people are just like, God, man, stop talking about it. But I've never seen an indie company, and I mean, I'm a little bit newer. I'd say, like, some of my buddies, this past year was my goal to drop some of the big two books and go full on with the indie books. And I make sure I put every Mad Cave Studios book on my poll. And that was even before we met. That was even before you reached out. I just was like, every book I kept reading was just amazing. So I'm like, I'm gonna give it a shot every time. And I've never seen, after reading your entire library, every single book is amazing in its own way. I've never seen anything like it. They throw Image at sometimes they throw a lot at the wall to see what sticks, and they have great books as well. Boom Studios is another good one. Vault, they're great titles, but I've seen some misses. You don't have to speak on that, because I know every book has their own fans, but I think there's a Mad Cave Studios book out there for everyone. So I think if you haven't heard of them, and if you're new to my channel or just new to Mad Cave Studios, dude, give it a shot. And I'll be doing a giveaway at the end. You just at the end of the video, you'll just put like hashtag Mad Cave Studios, and I hope the winner can maybe they're a newbie to Mad Cave, so I can get you hip on a few of the great Mad Cave Studio titles. So next, what was the motivation for wanting to start up a independent comic book label? Why did you ever, is that what you always wanted to do? Or would you like, maybe I'll just go write for Marvel or DC or go write for Image? You wanted to go full blown and start up a company.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. That takes a lot of guts,
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Dylan. Well, no, the truth is that I never planned this. Like, really, what I wanted to do was like, yes, I really wanted to tell stories. I wanted to create like my own project. But it was something like for me. It was something that I really, really wanted to put out there, and it was just for myself and get a couple of freelancers and maybe post the art on a free website. And if I just wanted to do it for fun.
Yeah.
So I remember getting in touch with this advertising agency a few years back, and I told them the idea, what I really wanted to do, and they told me like, listen, but I think that what you're trying to do has legs. You have some ideas, you can develop them. So they saw the potential, and they were like, well, I think that this is something that we can probably try to flesh out, and we can probably try to embark on the dream. So I started meeting people left and right. I started meeting a lot of artists, a lot of designers, a lot of writers. But it was hard. It was hard at first trying to come up with the concept of building a publishing house and everything that you require when you're building a publishing house, and also writing the books and directing the books and everything. So it was hard. So first it was like, okay, my vision, I really wanted to push everything that I really wanted out there to the public. But then it just became like unbearable, like, okay, so much that's when we decided to start our first talent search. That was back in 2018. And that's when people like Anthony Cleveland, like Jay Sandlin, like David Galliano, also Stoney Williams, they won, and they have books coming out. Yeah. I'm sure that you also know who exactly I'm talking about. Yeah. I mean, Anthony's great, Jay's great, Stoney's great, David's great. I mean, all those guys.
Stargazer was amazing. Stargazer, that was the most recent one I've read. Oh my God. It I know like Dustin and Nick, they love Show's End, and I absolutely love it as well. But I was talking with Justin, and he's like, what's the thing they got in common, those two stories? And I was like, Anthony. And he's like, exactly. And I was like, dude, he's progressing. And I was like, just wait until he gets to his fifth book. I was like, you can see his progression. I just, that first issue blew me away. I was like, this is amazing, because at first I was like, where is this going? Is it going to be a little acid trip type story, or it goes full on? No, I was like, by the end, I'm like, no. I'm like, we gotta wait. Who knows how long now? With everything going on. But man, that's gonna be a great one. I highly recommend Stargazer. That's one you guys can still add to the poll. If you're still able to add books to your list. And because I know some people can do it online, and if not, add it to your list. So when the lockdown ends, you're able to add that to the poll list, man. Because that's one that if you're in the sci-fi, that ain't one to miss. I'll tell you that.
I completely agree.
So at first I was thinking Knights of the Golden Sun was your first book to be published, but I believe I'm wrong on that.
No, the first book to be published was Battle Cats. Then we came out with Midnight Task Force. Then it was Honor and Curse, and then we came out with Knights of the Golden Sun. And after Knights of the Golden Sun, that's actually when we started to pump out the books from the talent search. So that's when Show's End.
I was gonna so like the book started off with you writing them, and then you did this talent search thing. That's not something I've really heard of much. I feel like that maybe Vault has, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. Has Vault done something like that? Because when I heard that, I was like, wow. I'm like, I thought maybe, these might have been close friends or something, but these are people that you've done throughout a talent search. That is incredible to find these, to give these people a shot, let alone, and then them to actually just push out amazing work. Like, I think you giving them that opportunity, or it might not be just you. I don't want to, because there, like you said, it's a team at Mad Cave. You guys giving them that shot, I think that's what makes some of these books as amazing as they are, because they go full out. They push to the limit because they're like, this is that opportunity. This is that make or break time. And I might not ever get a shot like this again. And it shows, man, that these books are just absolutely amazing. Like I can't stress it enough. Like every book, man, I read all those trades within like 2 weeks. I read nothing else but Mad Cave. I was loving it. I was like, damn, I need more. I need more. So I just can't wait for some of the upcoming ones, you know. Like that's why I told you on a new comic book day, I didn't get it. I was like, dude, screw the other books. I wanted Savage Bastards and Wovenheart. You made my day yesterday too with that PDF because now I'm gonna do a review for that because the next ones I got are Knights of the Golden Sun, Honor and Courage, and then I'm doing Wovenheart. So
great, Dylan. No, I'm so happy that you enjoy the books and really you're right. It's the thing is that people sometimes gravitate to books and they might be like, oh, this writer is great or that artist is amazing. But it's really a team effort. It's really the letter that also makes a big difference in a book. It's also the editors. I mean, for books like Stargazer that you enjoy so much, Chris Fernandez did an amazing job editing that book. For Joe Send, it was Gio Tovar. For Over the Ropes was Gio and it was Chris. For Hellfighter, it was the same thing. Now we got a new editorial team, which is led by Chris Sanchez, and he hired a bunch of very good editors which have been around in the industry, Erica Schultz and Steens and Michael Mosio. And these people are not playing around. They've actually worked for Vault. They work for Tapas. So that only speaks to the quality of books. Like if you like Massive now, wait a few. I'm not gonna say years, but probably a few more months till everything gets back to normal, so we can start talking about all the cool releases that we have in the works. But thank you for bringing up the quality because it's something that really we try to get better at. And it's you never end up you really never get the complete grasp of what a comic book really needs. But it's a team effort. It's a team effort, and like I say out there, they're not bad writers. It's just bad editors. No pressure, Chris. No pressure to you. No, just kidding. You have to do your part. Everybody has to do their part. So.
I hear it, man. It shows, man. That's a big reason why after, seeing Dustin and Nick do that interview with Justin, and they did a little hands-on what a letterer does. And, with the indie books, I was telling Justin, I usually try to give everybody their credit. I'll give the editor. Like, that's why I was like, I'm sorry if I say your name wrong, but I was like, I got to just at least give credit where it's due. At least I'll get your first name right. Because it is a team effort. Like a lot of people just look at the writer, they just look at the artist, and that's it. It is a team effort. They put that script together, they do the art, but there's people like you said who do the lettering. There's the editor who I'm sure I don't know exactly everything that entails, so I'm not gonna just talk out my ass. But I'm pretty sure they're the ones that kind of put the finishing touches and get it all together. I'm guessing. Dude, you can't, it all comes together for just one amazing sandwich,
Yes, exactly. That's a great way to put it. Absolutely. But you're right. I mean, no, but it's true, Dylan. I mean, an editor has to be on point with every single little detail of the comic book, and he's actually the one that you sit down with him first, and then you try to pitch the story, and you're like, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that, and then you want to get a little bit crazy because you want to take the story so far out there with a lot of characters and this crazy story, and the guy's like, no, that's not gonna fly. What you're talking about is not gonna fly. And he's like, they try to anticipate a couple of things, also page turns. A lot of people really don't pay attention to that little minutia, but it's really the page turns. When you actually turn a page and you're like, oh, wow, actually a cool reveal happened, or something that actually triggers your brain. So it's a little bit about the little pieces and the pacing, and everything has to be right. And sure, you might miss a lot of the things, but I mean, if the whole team is connected, I mean, you're gonna get a hell of a product. Again,
yeah. And you're doing it, man. Because I was even gonna say when you were talking about the quality of the books, I just took a note of it. I was like, man, like I've always thought you guys just have great quality paper, but I just figured it's a goofy question to kind of ask. But when I read Savage Bastards, because at first I read the PDF, and when I got it, I was like, I mean that's painted. That's like hand painted by I don't remember the artist's name, so I'm not gonna just say a random one. But when I saw that, I was like, oh my god, the way that this is done is just amazing. The paper, like, do you guys use do you specifically figure out what kind of like paper like goes good with your artwork? Because it's also the artwork just being brilliant as hell. Like every book is amazing. Like Knights of the Golden Sun, like I was showing some of the artwork off, like Honor and Curse. Dude, you gotta go check them out. Like they're just, it's amazing. It's like fantasy hyper realistic, but it's like a video game. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard to really say. It's like three different things mashed in one that just come together as one badass book. But the paper you guys use is, because that's one thing with Marvel and DC. I got a drop of water on one of my Marvel books, and the ink like spilled out. Like the whole book just started like white, like the ink wiped out. And my buddy ended up sending me a new one. But it was like these books, like I got like Midnight Task Force, I think like a couple dots of water on it, and nothing like that happened. But it's like the quality paper you guys are using is just way better. And how the hell does an independent company use better paper than the big two companies? It's crazy. It's crazy.
No, Dylan, believe me, that has been a hell of a ride. Understanding papers is also, it's like eating glass, really. Because first, when you're coming up and you're like designing all this very cool things, as you so well put it, sometimes you get artists that they're starting out. So you just might see everything that they're coming up with, and you think that it looks beautiful, and you're like, oh my god, this is so well done. But then when you're going to try to print the thing, it's so saturated that when you're trying to print that thing, everything that you're going to see is just black. So then you just have to balance it out depending on the level of ink that you're using, all your right coloring. And sometimes, I mean, the printer is not up to us. Sometimes you can tell them like, hey, listen, I want this cover to be glossy. I want this cover to be matte. Maybe you can, let's use a thicker paper. But at the end of the day, sometimes, I mean, it's the expertise of the printing companies that they might tell you like, okay, listen, why didn't you use this? And I think that this will come out nicely with your product.
Yeah.
Etc. So
that's really cool to know, though, that it's not just the same paper for every book. It kind of depends on the artwork style. That like I said, man, it just really shows that you guys go all out for each and every book, and you treat it like as if it's the only book you're ever going to put out in your entire life. You put 110% care with it, and you're so meticulous with everything you do. It's incredible, man. I just love to see it, and I just won't stop saying it. I don't care who gets mad at it, but it's just amazing. Like until you hit me with a bad book, I will be running my mouth so much about how every book is amazing, and I've never seen nothing like it.
Thank you, Dylan.
Of course, man. Of course. Thank you once again for coming, man. I really appreciate it, and I know the community does, because this has been something I've been really excited for the last couple months. And everyone in the community, if they know me, they know it, because, like I said, I've just been spouting my big mouth about it.
Thank you. No, and I'm seeing all the different chats over here that unfortunately, like, I can't interact with them, but I'm seeing that a couple of guys are saying hi, and a lot of people are just like, okay, praising you and praising what we're doing. So that's really, really something.
If you open up a YouTube page, a separate page, and you just mute it, because then it'll just play on your microphone. If you mute it, then you can. I know that's one thing I don't understand, why they should let some like you, like, while you're in the StreamYard chat with me, they should allow you to chat through StreamYard. They only let me do it. So, but sometimes I just I open up the YouTube page, and I'll just mute it, and I'll do it because it's kind of easier to kind of at somebody. It just automatically pulls it up. But yeah, Perry was asking, he's like, would you ever write for Marvel or DC?
I think that every writer and every artist, if they're just asking that question, they would be like, "Oh, of course,
Yeah.
that would be something amazing." Although, like, we're doing our own thing with Mad Cave Studios. I mean, but hey, I grew up with those characters, so sure. I mean, I love Batman. I love the X-Men. I love Spider-Man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, you're just like me. Batman that's my favorite DC character. So I was seeing how it was gonna be the Bat Cave Studios.
Yeah. That was something out of an obsession. Again, I was not playing to have something professional that you were gonna have seen a lot of places. So I was like, okay, my son was playing around with the idea of Batcave Studios, and I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. But then when this actually started, like, okay, we started building it, and it started getting serious. I mean, the lawyer was like, no, that's something that you cannot use, sir. So I'd be like, what do you mean?
One of my buddies' name is actually TK Batcave. TK's Batcave. So it's funny. He's a little newer to the community, but I thought that was funny. I was like, man, that would have been a hell of a coincidence. So one thing that I'm just astonished with, but I kind of see where you might have like where the love came from to create Battle Cats. I wanted to know, like, what was like the inspiration, even though I kind of have an idea. I just want to know if I'm right about it. Because I noticed some things that you loved growing up. Like Thundercats and stuff, and maybe He-Man. I don't know if He-Man was for sure, but I know Thundercats. Big Conan fan, as I am a huge Conan fan. That was one thing I really bonded with my grandfather with before he passed away. That was something that me and him watched growing up. So the inspiration for Battle Cats and like where does the mythology come from? Because it's rich, man. It is rich mythology and it's incredible, and that's why I love like the little in between you're doing right now to hold me over until volume 3 because I'm dying for it. But that little rich backstory we're getting in Tales of Valderia, which is also something you can jump on if you never have, but I highly recommend going and reading volume 1 and 2 because they will blow your mind. But yeah, where does that mythology and the inspiration for that come from? I know it's kind of like 2 questions in one, but
no. It's a great question. No, it's a great question, Dylan. I think that it's more. It has to do more with my passion for, I guess, medieval fantasy. Although first, believe it or not, Battle Cats was set in space. I wanted the story to be actually like in space, and I wanted to do everything that you. I know that it's hard to picture right now, but everything that you have right now, but I kind of like wanted it in space. But then when we got the first artist on board and we got Andy King, I saw that his strengths played a lot to Conan and Masters of the Universe, and his portfolio was like, okay, he was obsessed with those 2 IPs. Yeah. So I knew that I really liked his art. We clicked right away. So it was like, okay, so do you think that probably this is going to be something that you're going to enjoy, you're gonna like? And he was like, hey, you know what? I think that I might have a trouble with this, but probably if we keep it down here on Earth, even it's just going to be like something magical and something make believe. I think that I'm going to feel better. So I was like, okay. So I just tried because it was basically just the same story, but I could just apply it to basically like any setting, and I'm glad that we did because I mean I think that it turned out great. So.
It definitely did. So like, are we gonna get a spinoff, Space Cats or Battle Cats in Space?
I don't know. I've been flirting with the idea to do like a very like grandiose space opera kind of thing. We'll see what happens. We've been playing with this with other writer out there. Actually, Chris Fernandez is spearheading that project. We'll see if we can do something along those lines. So we'll see what happens.
That would be amazing. Yeah, because right off rip, like I wasn't as much of a like I know of the Thundercats, but I'm more of like Conan and He-Man. But it was just. I remember reading it, and I was just seeing. I was like, with the feline stuff and all like the cat. There was so many like cat remarks in it. And I was like, man, you went full out for it, man. I was like, or the what was it? I think it was like 8:30 CY. I'm like, oh, it's 8:30 cat years. I'm like,
No,
it's that's so perfect, man. So perfect.
no. But you know what? The thing with the funny thing is that when I was building all this, Thundercats was never present in the whole thing.
Yeah.
Not even like the first time that we started to show this at our conventions and everything,
Yeah.
a lot of people were like, "Oh, so this is like Thundercats." Yeah, I remember Thundercats. What are you talking about? So a lot of people, they just started to put like their own titles, or they're describing it. So they're like, "Oh yeah, this is like Thundercats meets Lord of the Rings. Oh, this is Thundercats meets Game of Thrones. Oh, this is," and they are the ones that start like giving shape to the project. But Thundercats was never something that I took into account when building everything.
Yeah, because it's only Lion-O that you could really compare it to. And I'm not a Thundercats fan, to be honest. Like, I just know my uncle used to like it, but I'm a He-Man guy, and that's what I saw from it. It's like, you know, badass battle cats in the He-Man universe. That's what I pick up. You know, like just badasses. Like, as you see behind me, Kelthan. How do you pronounce Kelthan or Kelthan?
Kelthan.
He is the shit, bro. He is badass. Like, you know, I posted that IG pic with the big sword. Oh
yeah.
Geraldo slayed it, man. What was it, King on the colors? Wow, man. They slayed it. Like, just, man, as soon as I like opened that book, I was like, all these amazing fight scenes and everything. It was you know, everything I wanted and more. So of course, man, of course. I gotta give props where it is due, man. And I've been waiting for this. Like, that's why I was like, I'm so glad I got to read everything. So Wolvenheart, that is the current title you have. You have 2 titles out right now: Battle Cats, Tales of Eldaria, which is gonna be 4 issues. We're on issue 2. 3 will come out whenever this lockdown stuff is done. But Wolvenheart issue 6 just came out, and that's one that's going to be 7 issues.
Correct.
So I'm like a huge Universal Monsters fan. Like, I'm a huge horror fan in general. Like, all that stuff, like I said, with Conan, that was something I watched with my grandfather growing up. And
cool.
Monster movies, that's just something that brings back happy memories. Van Helsing. This is such a different take than, you know, your average, you know, Monster Hunter / book. I was gonna ask, so what, like, before I ask the big question, like, what was some of your inspirations that made you want to create Wolvenheart? What's your favorite Universal monster? Or a monster, and then maybe Monster Hunter, but I know most of the time they say like Van Helsing. But it's that's usually, you know, most of it. So I figured that's the easy one. But what would be your favorite Universal monster?
I would probably have to go with the Wolfman. I think that he's such a cool character. The way that he transforms, everything. I mean, it's great. But like you, I mean, I really I grew up watching all those movies. I also used to watch them with my dad, so it was great. So I was dying just to tackle a story of, okay, what happens if you mix like all these different monsters and you kind of like bring him to the table and everything. So it was like, but it would probably be the Wolfman. And Monster Hunter, well, how many Monster Hunters do we know? Although the inspiration, although one of my big inspirations for Wolfenheart that I really enjoy over the years, especially when it came out on the first Nintendo, was Castlevania.
Yeah.
So because Castlevania was like, the Belmont family and they're monsters hunters, and they basically fight the werewolf and the mummy and Frankenstein and Dracula and all those guys. So it was also a little bit of Castlevania too.
Heck yeah. That's a great one. They have an anime on Netflix for Castlevania too. I don't know if you watched that. Me and Justin and my buddy Kevin were talking about that last night. because
It's very, very cool. It's very cool.
I gotta
written.
I have
It's
not
very,
watched.
very cool. You have
That's
to
not
watch that.
watch. I'm gonna watch it now. Because sometimes I go into spurs with anime because it's more anime style. So I go into like where I just binge it for weeks on. So I was like, I gotta get in the mode for it. But I definitely that will be the next one I watch. Definitely. Especially if you're a big Castlevania fan and you're giving me tips to watch it, it's definitely got to be good. So the inspirations you said were from Castlevania then, so you already answered that. But yo, I knew it was Wolfman because that's my favorite one too. Wolfman was my favorite. Like my dad's and because my grandfather I'm talking about is my dad's dad, and that is something we watch always. You know, like
Yes.
I try to watch any Wolfman movie that comes out. I just love that. Because I saw it too. I figured it was the Wolfman because I saw that awesome. I think it might just that one cover where it's Sterling Cross and he's got the
Yeah.
I was like, that's so cool. So yeah, I love the Woven Heart. How you add that little trick with the time traveling and everything. That was one I could not believe. As soon as I think I heard about it, my buddy Hero and the Kid right here, they were his son Will was reading it, and that's one of the because I'm gonna be sending them. Well, yeah, I don't know if Will's on, so it's supposed to be a surprise. But they might get some Mad Cave books from me one day. And Woven Heart was one I found out it was like monsters and everything, and that's right up my alley, as I said. So I was like, oh my god, how did I let this one pass me? Because I was already reading like Battle Cats, and I had Savage Bastards on the pull, and Over the Ropes. Over the Ropes is another fantastic one. So next, another amazing title. This was the last trade I ended up reading, and Honor and Curse. So every book, it's really cool how like it's not like you're just doing all these similar books. Like each book you do has like a completely different take, and it's its own thing completely. From awesome Battle Cats to the futuristic detective story, the biblical story, which I can't wait to talk to you about that one. But what made you want to do an awesome Japanese horror folklore story? Like Honor and Curse, because that one is. I was reading that and I was just like, wow, it really goes all out. And I know a lot. They have that real cool folklore tales that you always hear from Japanese mythology, but I never heard. I forget exactly what it was called. It's gonna kill me. The trade right here. Well, if I'm mistaken, what's the monster called that's haunting him? The
Tengu.
that
is hunting Genshin. Okay, the Tengu.
Okay, that's the
spirit.
Yeah, I read it so quick because I was trying not to look stupid.
Don't worry about it. There.
But yeah, I highly recommend you guys picking this trade up, like, because we might get a volume 2 one day, and that's going to be one to definitely check out. Like I love like how it just starts. It's crazy. I didn't like until it ends. It all comes together. I love that. But yeah, before I keep talking, what was your what made you want to do that?
If you take a look closely at all the books that are written for Mad Cave, basically you couldn't set it better. I mean, you have the detective, you have the ninja, you have the warrior, you have the angel. These were all themes that fascinate me when I was growing up, that I really, really want to eventually tackle, and I really, really wanted to play with it. So, I mean, ninja stories, for God's sake. I mean, it was like so cool, but the real like ninja stories. It's not like American Ninja. No, I mean the real Japanese stories that even if you take it further, correct, exactly. Even if you take it further, I don't know if you've seen this anime movie called Ninja Scroll.
Ninja Scroll. I do not believe so. I see. When growing up, I watched so many, so it could be. I'll have to check that out. It's an older one, though. You said.
It's an older one, but you should check it out. It's a movie. It's probably like 2 hours long.
Yeah,
it's great. So it's dark. It has like all this crazy villains, and it just taps in all the folklore the Japanese have, which is also so rich. Like I really like it when I'm tackling a material and I see that it has a lot of things when you can pull from to actually build your story. So that is actually something that I really like when I'm writing it. So I guess that I grew up with ninjas. I wanted to be a ninja.
Hell yeah! Hey, who
So
don't?
so it was like and let's just throw in uh, um, a romantic story there, because we really don't have any type of romance like in any other books. But I really wanted to play with the relationship of two characters in that story, so that was also pretty fun.
The Mark London, the legendary ninja.
Yeah, we wouldn't be here.
Oh man, that's awesome. Oh man, yeah, that's just a great book. That is right though. When I think about that, I know Over the Ropes has a little side love thing going on with Phoenix and this one girl. It's not really fully there, but that's that's the only one that really has a big romance. Oh, besides there's a little romance between those two battle cats in volume 2.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, that was a good one, man. I love that volume 2. So let me see. What's another good question? Oh, this is one from Justin Birch. So where do you make it a point to go out to eat when you're in New York? This is the one Justin told me to ask you last night.
Justin, man.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know what he's referring it to. I mean, is what like a hot dog stand, something?
Yeah, some slices of pizza.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to email Justin and be like, what the hell was that question that you threw on that?
Oh yeah, asking thou shall receive. Definitely.
Cool. It is on the chat. Okay.
Yeah. They yeah, you know, pretty much. See, the thing is, mostly everyone I talk to, there are a couple people, and I've already changed that. There's a couple people who I have that never read a Mad Cave book. I'm like, yo, what's your address? Comic shop's not open, and I wasn't able to drop some of those books off. I was like, they ain't gonna sit around going to waste, man. They getting out the readers. That's why I wanna make sure people know about Mad Cave and these awesome books, because they've really, man, made me real happy at times, man. And it's really got me full force with this indie stuff. And I can't wait to see what the future holds for you guys. When I think about it, man, you guys, you've been going for about 3-4 years now. It's incredible. My buddy 90 was saying, he's like, from where you guys have come, since Battle Cats and Knights of the Golden Sun, it's incredible to see where you guys are at. And this is still just the beginning, I would say. You guys have a lot more coming, and it's gonna be phenomenal to see.
That's the plan, Dylan. But really, I mean, we wouldn't be here if it wouldn't be for the support of folks like you, which have actually given us the time of day to actually have us on your channel, so we can communicate our stories and tell you guys what we're all about.
Yeah.
Also with the retailers, that they have helped us so much to also help us promote the books, sell our books. So it's the industry, and that's why it really hurts where we are right now, that everything's closed and the retailers haven't been able to open the doors to the public. Because at the end of the day, comic places are a place for community, for people to actually engage and talk about the characters or the new stories that are coming every Wednesday. So let's just hope that comes back soon. But thank you, Dylan.
Of course, and I would like to ask this just in case, since everything is shut down, are people able, because I put a bunch of your links down in my description for merch, comic books. They also, guys, this is a big one. If you guys are, there is a book you are on the fence about, Mad Cave has put on their website, and the link is down in the description for a bunch, if not, I don't want to say every title, but a bunch of their digital first issues. I don't want to say every issue, but I believe 75% of all your #1 issues are on there for free to read. Download and read it. give it a shot and see which title you guys read them all and see which title you guys like. And can they still order on Mad Cave Studios and have it? Will it be sent to them, or does everything have to cool down, or can they still receive books to maybe hold them over until the lockdown is over?
No, they can still order the books. I mean, at the end of the day, we will. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we would prefer again to be that everybody can get their books through the retailer. But I know that when you can get the books, of course, we're here. We have limited stock of the books that we send out to Diamond. We always keep a few for ourselves. So yeah, but I mean, it's if you guys need the books, I mean, sure, we can just order them in and we'll ship them out to you guys.
Yeah. My buddy 1-2 wanted to know, what title would you like to see made as a feature? Now that would be incredible. That would be incredible.
I don't know. Probably I would start with Battle Cats as a Saturday morning cartoon, or maybe a little bit more, like
anime.
Yeah, I mean it's because I mean the stories it's complicated, and the anthropomorphic aspect of things. I mean it's going to be so hard to actually have it as a live feature. So we'll probably just stick with animation. That's also another thing. When you're building these stories, I mean, the crazier they get, or the more fantasy that you throw at it, that's when they really stay just comics.
Yeah.
A lot of big producers in Hollywood, they would be like, "You want to do what?
Yeah.
And what's your budget?" No, sir. James Cameron is busy. So, so that's where they stay. That's where they stay comics. But yeah, I mean, but animation, sure. I think that a lot of things could work, and especially if you take a look at that Castlevania show from Netflix, Dylan, I think that would be something.
Yeah, I know I've seen the trailers for it, so I remember, like, I know, like, this aspect of the animation. That's why I was like, that'd be a good one. Even Knights of the Golden Sun would work in anime style. Because that one, it could be done, but I feel like to get the full badass level, I don't know if I'd say the right word, levelry. Badass level at the comic. I think I was just about to say a word that doesn't exist.
Hey, we're talking about comics. We're just don't worry about it. We're creators here. Do it.
But yeah, just how amazing that artwork is. It would, the only way to do it justice, I feel like, is maybe in anime form. But that, definitely Honor and Curse could be a dope ass.
It would be very, very cool. So I guess all of them really, and also Show's End. I think it could work.
That could be a TV show.
Of course, that could be a TV show, even Over the Ropes, because we wanted to tell like a very down to earth personal story about the guy that actually is dreaming bigger, that he wants his dreams, and he's bigger than life and everything. You can make that into a show, I guess. And the wrestling aspect, I mean, is cool. So yeah.
I love that one. It brings me back to my childhood, or just watching SmackDown, Raw, Monday Night Raw, and everything brings me back, because I don't watch it anymore, because you just grow out of some of those things. But I'm reading his books. I'm like, man, I want to go see what's going on with SmackDown nowadays. Like, books. I love that. I love that Over the Rope. I can't wait to see for the finale. So that's another good one you guys got to check out. So speaking of Knights of the Golden Sun, when we were, that book is so phenomenal. It's so hard for me to pick what my favorite is. It might be tied between Battle Cats, Honor and Curse, and Knights of the Golden Sun. But when I read Battle Cats and Knights, I was like, these are my two favorite. I was like, these are amazing. But then I read Honor and Curse last, and I was like, it's hard to pick. It's so hard to pick for me. But that's a biblical story. I was telling my one buddy about it that I grew up with. He doesn't read comics, but he gets into the biblical aspect of stuff. And I was telling him about it. He's like, man, that is exactly how stuff, plays out in the Bible. So you're really, if you've heard of that Second Coming book, that it's like a funny twist on Christ and everything, but yours is a serious take, but in a badass way told. I don't know. It's in your own way, definitely, but did you read the Bible to like do that book, or like where did you get your
Mhm.
trying to think of the dang word
Oh yeah, there was a lot of
yeah,
research.
way
Yeah. No. You're absolutely right. I mean, there has to be a lot of research done.
yeah
The Bible is full of very, very awesome stories. Um, and we would joke in the office because at first, when we were going to launch that book, I mean, some of my colleagues, they were really worried about the book because they were like, oh my God, everybody's gonna think that you're just gonna be preaching, or that this is gonna be like Sunday school book, or what is it? How are we gonna market this? And I told them no. But Knights of the Golden Sun, yes, is the religious book for non-religious people. I mean,
yeah
if you really want to dig deeper, I mean, sure, you can say that about freaking RoboCop. I mean, really. I mean, the director actually, he said in an interview that he portrayed his RoboCop as Jesus. So it was like, okay, that's why you see those shots when he's walking on water, all that stuff. So all
yeah
those hidden little things are there. So if you want to interpret them and then you pick up on those things, fine. But at the end of the day, it's a story about family, because actually, well, you see the conflict between Michael and Lucifer. He's
yeah
actually want him back, and he hates his father with everything that he's got. And then we have a new player that actually comes in to try to steal everybody's thunder, and then suddenly God disappears. So everybody is like, "What are we supposed to do? Who do we follow? What's the position with the humans, with the angels, with the fallen, which are the demons that were cast out of heaven?" So it's more of epical. It's more of an epic adventure that I wanted to go for, but it's really a little bit of the family aspect. Like,
yeah
what do we need to follow? What do we need to do? What are we trying to save? And
yeah
if it's worth saving. So that's really what Knights is for.
yeah the angels are all brothers and archangels are all brothers and sisters, and yeah, they try to treat each other like family. Yeah, I absolutely love it. It's not like when we say biblical, it's completely like you see what Justin said. Which Chris
Yeah. Another trick question. What do you like to eat when at New York City?
trying to take you out to dinner, I think, in NYC. So the what was I gonna say? I think when I was reading, I was like, you did your research, and then you kind of go off and do it in the way you might think that it would happen, or a way to benefit and make the story badass. Because I love the twist in it towards the end, which I'm not sure if that's in the Bible. I don't know. See, I haven't read it. When I was a kid, I read it, but it's been a while. I know a good portion
I
of the
hear you.
story
I hear you.
where
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
it's just incredible. There's one thing I wanted to ask because I wasn't sure who it was at the end. When Lucifer goes to talk to those people on the last page, is it a spoiler if I ask who those people are, or maybe just tell me backstage, because I don't want to ruin it for anybody. But this is a book you guys need to pick up.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Because I was just wondering who they were. If it's we can remind me, and I'll ask you backstage.
I'll tell you backstage. Okay.
Because I don't want to ruin it. This is an amazing book. It is
Mm-hmm.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of there's only 2 series that Mad Cave does that are 7 issues, and this is one of them. And the homie right here, Justin Birch, lettered it, the first Mad Cave book that Justin Birch worked on. So there you go, right there.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? And he nailed it. And that's why we have Justin Birch on every single new book that we're pumping out. I mean, the guy is just that good. And I need to still talk to you because I mean, where do I eat when I go to New York City? Well, I don't know. Justin, we need to talk. And who's the favorite, Chris?
Justin wants to
You're
start
both
something.
awful, man. What do you want me to say? No, just kidding. I love them both equally, each in their own way.
Yeah, great answer. What's up, Frank?
Oh, Frank is there. Cool.
Yeah, man. I think we got a good portion of the Mad Cave family in here. I don't know if I saw Jay in here, but I told him about it. But he's probably busy doing something. I know he'll catch it later though, because I actually might have Jay on next week as well.
That would be great. That would be great.
Set something up because I just absolutely love Over the Ropes, and I'm excited to see Hellfire Quinn issue 2. So eventually, I got Justin on last night. which was just amazing. So I'd like to eventually, try to get, every creator on if I can, just to promote any book that I can, give the platform to you guys, try to help you guys out as best as I can. But yeah, that is awesome, Tare, that you buy multiple copies to give the students. That is just amazing.
No, Bob has been a great supporter of Mad Cave Studios. He's been supporting us since the beginning. He's been giving some of the books, to some of his students and people around, kind of like what you've been doing, Dylan. So we really appreciate your support. You guys are the real cave dwellers. So we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you.
I got my buddy hooked on. He's he was in The Walking Dead, but I grew. This is one of my only buddies I grew up with that likes that I got into comics, and I got him into Savage Bastards. I got him into Over the Ropes, and I know he really wants to read Battle Cat, so I'm giving him a couple copies. So or at least I got the free comic book day, and I got to get him a copy of maybe issue 1 or something to hook him up, because I know he wants to read those real bad. But I told him, I was like, you got to read volume 1 and 2 and then Tales of Aldaria. Like, you got to do it correct, man. This is just storytelling. It's just too good at storytelling. Because even reading issue 1, I went back after I did volume 1 and 2 and I reread issue 1 and 2. So next question I was gonna ask is so Midnight Task Force, are we ever gonna maybe get a volume 2? Is it possible? You don't have to no announcement on for sure or not, but is it something you've thought of? Because the way it ended, I always feel that most of your titles are gonna get a volume 2. I heard something about that maybe being a movie script at one point or something, or that it was because I get really cool Blade Runner vibes from that. And who did you have in mind for the character? Because that looks like Brandon Lee or Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves, definitely. When I saw him when he did that thing last year, I think that he was E3. When was it? I'm sure that Chris Fernandez knows. When he started promoting the CD Projekt Red,
let's see.
What's it called? Cyberpunk, I think it is. 27 Cyber, I think. And he did the thing with, I was like, oh my God. But so probably, it would just be like Keanu Reeves. Yeah, one can dream, right?
That's exactly what I thought at first. I was like, because when I heard the movie script, I was like, man, I was like, there you go. We got Keanu Reeves in the bag when this gets optioned. That would be amazing. But then as somebody's mentioned Brandon Lee, and I was like, yeah, I do see that. I see Brandon Lee a little bit. You know what I'm talking about? The Crow?
Yeah. It's one of my favorite books. Actually, the art back there is from The Crow.
Really? That's when somebody was just telling me that's what book I have to read, man. I've never read it. I love the movie.
Oh my God, that book is phenomenal.
I gotta get the trade, man. I heard that's like literally one of my all-time favorite movies. I love it. I watch it every Halloween. I just watched the crappy third one with the Terminator kid. It's gonna kill me to think of his name. It's bad, but I love The Crow, man. Did you see they did The Crow Leaf? They did a new who was it? I don't remember.
I think it's Ian Seeley, the one that is writing that book.
Yeah.
New Crow book.
Yeah.
Ian Seeley, the one that is
writing. He did the covers. That was amazing. So maybe one day we'll get Midnight Task Force. But what made you want it? Because that's another one that's just different. What made you want to? What was your inspiration, and what made you want to do like a futuristic detective story? It also gives me like Blade Runner mixed with like True Detective. Like, I love detective stories. I feel like maybe Batman made you want to do a detective story a little bit.
Absolutely. Always you have the detective in your head, and when you start looking for inspiration, you're like, okay, but who's the greatest detective out there? Okay, it's Batman. But with Midnight, I really wanted to do more like a little bit like, okay, a serial killer on the loose type of thing, the torture detective. I had it a little bit more grounded at first. A lot of the things, the artist on Midnight Task Force is the same artist on Woven Heart. His name is Alejandro Giraldo. And the reason why we haven't been able to go back to midnight is because unfortunately sometimes these projects they take a mind of their own. So when
Yeah.
you're busy doing a couple of other things, and the good thing with Woven Heart is that we're going to continue doing Woven Heart. So after 7, we're definitely going to continue. I mean, a lot of people have asked us for the series, and it did really well. So I mean, so we're happy that we're continuing. So Alejandro really wants to tackle midnight, but I really don't know when that's going to happen. So, and sometimes you have to pick your battles.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Do you have like a volume 2 kind of story in your head? I figure because the way it ended, I figured you
Yeah.
gotta have something in mind at least.
Yeah.
I always want to ask, like, what exactly are those bottles, those chemical bottles? Is that something that we'll maybe learn a little bit more of in volume 2? Because that I noticed they're like his friends. But I was like, how does that work? Because that is just something I've never seen before. I was like, that is just so cool. Like, man, it was just a creepy story, man. I can't think of the bad guy in it though. Oh, it's gonna kill me. What's the bad guy's name in it? They looks like the damn Grim Reaper. He is so creepy too. That's another thing. That's what gives me the True Detective vibe to it, because it has a little horror aspect to it. So you are a horror fan then, aren't you?
Absolutely. Yeah. I really, really like horror. And the thing is that horror in comics does not translate as well as in the movies. So that's probably why I haven't really dived completely and get it like a horror book out there, Dylan. But I love horror. I mean, horror is really, really something that I really, really like. And with Woven Heart, yes, sure, we could have gone darker. We could have gone the horror aspect of it, also with Honor and Curse, the way that the Tengu. But I mean, we just kept it at a line, so he's basically just so you can still have fun, and it's an action adventure book, and go from there. But who knows? Who knows what the future holds? I don't know. Maybe there's a horror book.
Dude, that I would love that. I'd love to hear though that at least, if we gotta wait a little bit for Midnight Task Force, because I know Nick loves that one as well. Yes, my boy knows it. I love me some horror. Yes, I do. Bradley wants to know, how are you doing, Mark?
Very good, Bradley.
Can't rain all the time. Are you a fan of Supernatural TV show?
Not really. I never really watched the show. I heard great things, but the problem is that how many seasons is it now? Is it like
15? I think it's on the last season, but 24 episodes, episodes.
It's brutal. So I would really, really love to get into a show like that. I know that it's right up my alley. I know what it's about. I know all the themes that are there. I mean, I would completely love it. It's something that I would really like. I don't know if I would probably go in as a sabbatical, like for a year. That would be the show that I would bring with me, probably.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. It is a great show. Just Sam and Dean hunting monsters. It is great. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I'm just super happy to hear though. For Woven Heart, will that get renumbered, or will you go just to issue 8 for volume?
No, you know what? No. From now on, we are going to continue. I know that somebody asked the question. Honor and Curse is coming back. Battle Cats Volume 3 is coming back, and that's going to end the series. Knights of the Golden Sun is coming back, and Woven Heart is coming back. All those books that I just mentioned, they're going to continue their numbering, their regular numbering. The only one that we had to kind of like start over was the Battle Cats, and I unfortunately regret that we did that. But that was the information that we got early on in the when we launched the company. They advised us like, oh, you know what, just do like a volume 1 and then do a volume 2, and then when we wanted to switch it back, I mean, it was too late to actually fix that. So that's the reason why Battle Cats is being split the way it is. But anyway, as soon as volume 3 comes out, what we're going to do is we're just going to put everything together in one massive, beautiful, fingers crossed, absolute edition for you to just like enjoy the whole series as one, because it's really one story. So there's volume one, volume two, volume three. That's actually the whole story right there. So we should have continued the numbering. So all of the other series, we're continuing the numbering, Dylan.
Yeah. Because if anyone is wanting to order Battle Cats the trade, don't even wait. Just buy volume 1 and 2, because you are going to be so mad once you get done with volume 1 that you didn't buy volume 2, because they go hand in hand, and it's just awesome. I loved it. How long was the wait when that was? It like a year wait when volume 1 and volume 2, 6 months, maybe a year?
Roughly like a year. That's why also like volume 3 is coming out like a year after volume 2 dropped. But that's what we wanted to give you guys, Tales of Valderia, while we were like waiting for volume 3, so you can just like, okay, get a little bit more of the story and the world and the heroes and kings of the past and all that good stuff.
Yeah. The
Hey, Herminio, what's up?
Hell yeah, what's up? So volume 3 will be the last of Battle Cats. That's gonna end it, or just maybe take a break and focus on a few other things. Or
well, great question, Dylan. I really wanted to end it because I think that stories they just have to have an ending.
Yeah, right. But okay, yeah, go ahead.
No, although Chris Fernandez is fighting me on it. Like, well, why are you gonna end it? Well, why are you gonna do this? Why don't we do a volume 4 of this? So I don't know. I mean, there's always so much you can do. And unfortunately, because they take so long to develop, I mean, a lot of people take for granted how much time and love actually goes into a comic book, and all the moving pieces. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. As of now, I mean, we're ending it with volume 3. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. You'll get the scoop. You'll get the you'll be first in line when we make a decision, Dylan.
Oh yeah. I appreciate it. But that also doesn't mean, that just could mean that's the ending of that chapter in the Battle Cats, first, big tale. That doesn't mean, maybe one day down the road you come up with a different, you got a little free time on your hands, and maybe you're like, let's try a new do a new story or something, a new tale. Every tale should have a good ending. So it's good to not drag it out as well, but I can't wait, man. I hope we get 7 issues so we get as many as possible, but because volume 1 was 5 and 6, so maybe at least we'll get 6 or something. Either way, man, I'm excited as hell. That's gonna be
you're gonna get 7 issues, and the 7th is a double size.
What? Yeah. Oh man, that's gonna be so good. Get a little treasury edition size for the absolute. Oh my god, like how they did for Silver Surfer Black. Oh my god, it would be beautiful. Like that's how like you gotta. That's how you gotta do it. Treasury, if you can, or do 2 different kinds. But I would. Oh my god. Never read Battle Cats. I've been wanting to get Woven Heart. If you like Knights of the Golden Sun, you gotta check Battle Cats, and you gotta get Woven Heart. That's I know, because Southern Comic Geek, he's the one who sent me Gideon Falls Volume 1. I've been hooked on that. It's a great title, great horror book.
Great story.
If you're into the Monster Hunter type thing, werewolves, vampires, Monster Hunters, Van Helsing, that is right up your alley, boss. And I think you will really enjoy it. Like, I know you're a horror fan, I believe, like myself. That's one you're gonna want to check out. And we got 1 more issue, and then the trade. We'll get a trade for that. So if you can't find, I'm sure you can find the single issues if you look hard enough. But yeah, I'd recommend, even their trades are beautiful. So if you can't find it in single issues, get it in trade, because you'll get amazing stuff like this. Like, beautiful. And that was just, every page I go to is just beautiful like that. So this is a little bit let me see there, because I've gone through some of the questions. If I'm getting close to the ending, so if anyone has any questions they'd like to ask Mark, as I know I've thrown a couple out here and there. If there's any specific questions you guys want to ask, throw them out there, and I'll ask them. But before I noticed you're a big hey,
Hey, Nick and Dustin are here. All right.
brothers, what's up, man? I'm glad. I've been waiting for you guys to pop in. About time. About damn time. About here, let me hit. They deserve one of these.
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
Woo, that was for you. That was for you, Nick and Dustin. And thank you once again for that TMNT FOC cover, man. That thing is awesome. Honor and Curse still the best to date. Oh, I hear you, man. I hear you. I got some words though to say. I got some fighting words though to put up. Knights of the Golden Sun and Battle Cats. They're tied. Those three are tied for me. I just call those my number one favorites. But it's so I can't like everyone is my favorite. That's the thing. Every single one. I love every one of them. Oh, no worries, man. You know, catch it on the replay. But I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. You know, I'm just joshing you. So I noticed you're a big Jean-Claude Van Damme fan, big Arnold Schwarzenegger fan, big Sylvester Stallone fan, and you know we just hit a little Schwarzenegger right there. What was one of your favorite action flicks growing up?
So many, but
You can give me a top three, mate. You can give me a top three. They don't have to be in order.
dude, Bloodsport. That's actually where we started coming up with the idea of Hellfighter Quinn. That we wanted like a Kumite kind of thing, like kind of like, and then we so Predator is amazing. It's probably up there. Terminator is up there too. Commando, Die Hard, Rambo, Rocky. Jesus, I mean, it's all of them. I mean.
Go for days, especially with those
guys. Yes, those guys. Man, bring back memories.
It does. I know. I saw that because I'm a huge fan of all them too. It's funny. While I was writing up questions, I had Kickboxer going on in the background. So I saw Jean-Claude Van Damme. I was like, that's the first one that comes to mind every time it's Kickboxer. Such a good movie, and that was the first thing that I was hearing. I was like, the Hellfighter was gonna be like Mortal Kombat mixed with Kickboxer. I was like, dope, man, so dope. I didn't I ask that which story would you like to see become a feature production? He said all of them. Yeah. I thought you didn't hear me, Kev. Yeah, he said all of them. But right? Yeah. Unless the question I asked before was different. Yeah.
Yeah, like which story would I like to see as a feature? Probably starting with Battle Cats as a Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah.
But really like all of them. I mean, it would be. I know that they're comics now and everything, but if your books or content actually migrates to other types of media, I mean, that's really the ultimate goal for any company. So, but we're focused on the comics now.
Hell yeah. Has that anyone ever like reached out to say that like, oh, we were thinking about making something, or just not yet? Well, I wouldn't doubt that they did, and you're just like, get out of here.
I neither can confirm or deny any.
I was gonna say I didn't want no
but
it's just cool. It's flattering either way.
Yeah, it's super flattering. Yes, it's super flattering. That's really the best way to put it.
Heck yeah. So was there any? I know you're a comic book fan growing up. I believe. Was there a comic book series that kind of inspired you the most growing up? Like a certain one maybe that kind of was like, man, I really love to write comics one day or something, or even a character. Like I know you said Batman's one of your favorite characters. Maybe a couple favorite characters in a comic series that you loved growing up.
Well, I've always been a fan of the typical superheroes, Batman, the Hulk, Spider-Man. Yeah. But I think that really everything started to change when we had the British invasion, when we started seeing books by Alan Moore, Grant Morrison, Neil Gaiman. So I started reading, of course, Watchmen and Swamp Thing and The Sandman and Grant Morrison doing his thing with Justice League, and then the multiverse and everything, and they started taking comics to another level, and you were like, okay. And then you started seeing, okay, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that at the time a lot of people had no idea what it was before it actually became a show, but they started as an indie, and it's brutal and it's great.
Yeah.
And also The Crow. I mean, when James O'Barr came out with The Crow, I mean, that's really when you could see like the full range of how these stories could be developed and could be stretched into something more personal, more that they would really struck a chord. So I think it's all of that, Dylan.
Yeah. Heck yeah. It's a hard question to really answer because it's hard for me to tie down one myself. There's just certain, characters and stories, like I said, I'd be like Batman, Spider-Man, some of the cool horror ones, but The Crow, that's one you definitely got me. I gotta order that book, man, because that's one of the first indie books, isn't it, too? That's one of the first indie books ever or at least that was really put on the map. Like that really showed some creators like that you can go outside the box and it doesn't have to always be superhero based, which is
definitely. If you enjoy the movie, the comic book is just going to blow your mind, Dylan.
Yeah. There we go. A little TMNT.
There we go. Nice. Cool.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's another one. TMNT I loved growing up. It's funny too how brutal the comics were compared to that.
God,
That was just some 3 or 4 badass ninjas. So I'm going to MegaCon. Is Mark gonna be there?
If we have a MegaCon, I'll be there.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, everything dies down in time, or if anything, they just give us another couple extra months and push it back to a little bit later in the summer, which I think they would be smart to do. I know June is still, I think they said like June or something, but, I just think that May, June, I think that they should go to maybe July, end of July or something, maybe, or beginning of August even, but I know they want to do it more in the summer, so, but April, April, I think that they can just do it whenever. They need to just do it when everything has died down because they might lose, a lot of people that will just not go because of everything. So I think it would just be smart. What'd you say?
We just have to hope for the best.
Exactly. So Mark, this is a great question. So Mark, have you heard about Dustin wanting to write a pirate book?
He wants to write a pirate book, Dustin?
A pirate book would be great, man. He wants to, but we'll see about that.
Have you seen that show? I haven't watched it, but I heard it's brutal and it's great. It's called Black Sails.
Black Sails. I heard about that. I've never watched it, but I've seen trailers. I've heard that it's brutal.
Yeah, and I heard that it's great. I heard that it's something like, sure. So I have to check that out.
Yeah, I'll have to check that. Yeah, Chris said early June. Yeah, that's what I thought, like early June. Yeah, they don't do many like good pirate books. I read These Savage Shores like last week. Have you ever heard of that one? It was a vault book. I thought it was gonna be a little piratey, but it's not that one because one of my favorites was like Salem's Lot. And you talk about that's just got some really cool stuff, man. Because novel wise, I'd say Stephen King's like one of my favorites. I love all his stuff, man. That's another good one. Running Man, another good Schwarzenegger Running Man. We always talk about that.
The Running Man. We talked with Chris Fernandez about that book. About that movie.
Yeah, it's a great one. Okay. Oh, I asked this one already about Universal Monsters. What was your favorite one? Okay, one other thing. I was gonna say, to a reminder that if anyone wants to get entered in the giveaway after the video's over and it's posted, down in the comments, just post hashtag Mad Cave Studios, and I will send you out a Mad Cave packet of a few Mad Cave goodies to get you keep you a little busy in this crazy time. So yeah, put that down in the comment and I will do a little random giveaway and put them in the randomizer, and we'll see who wins that. Because I hope that we can get somebody that maybe doesn't have these books to get into some Mad Cave books. That's my big thing, is to give this platform to you so that you can talk about. I can share how amazing these books are and just run my big mouth on how much I love them, and then you can just say that yeah, man. I don't know where I was going with that, but I want people to see how good these books are. And I'd like to try to get, instead of people that are aware of Mad Cave, I want to get people that aren't as aware. That might maybe have read one book by you guys, and they're like, yeah, like Hero and the Kid. I was telling you, they've read Wolvenheart, but that's the only one. And I'm like, well, what's up with your shop, man? He's like, no, they only got Wolvenheart. And I'm like, yeah, man. I was like, well, you got to get some other ones, man. So I was like, let me send you a couple of these so you can get more, tell your shop, like, order these. So that's a big problem too. A lot of, before, my shop was never ordering these. So I have to, a lot of shops out in my area, they're small shops. So they can only take a certain, they only order what they need. So you have to tell them on point or they're not going to order it. So that's why sometimes I wasn't able to get certain ones. And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to have as much Mad Cave knowledge as I do. And I appreciate that big time. And thank you, Fatal J. You were awesome as well. And yes, Battle Cats is awesome.
Thank you, Fatal J. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, it's my uncle too. He said Battle Cats rocks. So hey, I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you liked it. Hey, Dad Dylan put me on the Mad Cave. Dang, yo. Well, thanks for telling Mark. so he knows that I'm trying to get y'all hip, man. These are some great books, man. I've never seen nothing like it. It's absolutely amazing. Once you're done with Battle Cats Fatal, or if you already read it, you gotta go to Knights of the Golden Sun. If you get into any of that biblical badassery, it probably puts Archangel 8 to shame in a way. It's amazing. It's just so dope.
Thank you, Dylan.
Yeah, but I got links down below for everybody to check out some of those first issues, like I said, for Mad Cave. If you guys are just coming in, I mentioned earlier that I put links down below. Mad Cave has been kind enough with everything going on. I don't know if this was going on before, but I know with everything going on, you guys added some #1 issues to your website so that people can, check out some stuff and see, I'd say about 75% of all their titles that they've done. The first issue, figure out what you like, and there's another link for merch. I got another link for just all their series, so you can order, say whatever story you like, order that book. And if you do Battle Cats, like I said, volume 1 and 2, they got to go together. And what was the last thing? Before I forget, the hashtag Comic Relief Fund. You want to talk about that for a moment, man? Say, this is a big thing that you are doing. And I was telling Justin, it is a damn shame that it's a damn shame that we haven't seen anything amazing like this from the big two. I've only seen this from you guys, and you guys are, compared to them, are the little guy. No, to me, you guys are big dogs. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? And realistically, they're the big two, and they haven't done anything for the local comic book shops. And you guys are going out your way to try to raise some money for them. And that's just amazing, man. That is amazing. It shows how much you guys really do appreciate, where you guys are at now. Like you said earlier, you can't get here without these readers, and you are giving some of that back by trying to keep these shops afloat. I was just telling Justin, I was like, this is amazing. I'm like, you guys are doing this incredible thing, and I haven't seen nothing from the big two, even Image. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's kind of a shame. You don't have, I know that's my words, but it's just incredible that the independents really show how much they care about the community. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion. But I just wanted you to speak on that because we haven't spoken on that GoFundMe page, and I also have that link down below.
No, well, thank you for bringing that up, Dylan. It really means a lot. Thank you. We started a GoFundMe, so the Comic Retailer Fund, to try to raise some money, because a lot of the shops are struggling right now because they have to keep the doors closed. Diamond actually is being put on hold, so there is no distribution of new books for now. So a lot of this small retailers are actually struggling. So we started with that idea with a GoFundMe. But in defense of the other publishers, I mean, I know that they're also doing their part. I know that they're also having like mail order systems, that they're donating a fraction of the sales to stores.
Yeah.
And I think that Jim Lee is doing sketches, raising money for the retailers with DC. Okay. I think that they cough out probably like a $250,000. So everybody's coming together. Everybody's trying to come together, do their part.
Yeah.
And yeah, although we're little, we're grateful because the retailers actually the ones that gave us a shot. Also, Diamond believed in us, and because of those guys, I'm actually here talking to you, and you discovered some Mad Cave books and also some people that have joined us today in this live broadcast, which I'm super humbled. So we're always going to do as much as we can for the community, for the fans, for the retailers, for the talent, artists, writers, letters, colorists, whoever you are. If you're working in comics, even news outlets like yourself, Dylan, I mean, we're just going to be there for you guys. So thank you for bringing this up.
Of course. Yeah. I didn't want it to think like after you said it, because I didn't know Jim Lee was doing that. So there are some things I don't always know because I can't know everything. So I don't want to
I agree.
Like I'm throwing shade on some of these, but I do feel like that you guys are doing a big thing, and that some of them should be doing a little bit more, you know, and to help out because it is a tough time, and you know, you guys are pushing through this, and you guys are, you know, you say, you know, you like to show, you know, your appreciation, and I just want people to know that you guys do appreciate it. And that, you know, indie is there for us. You know what I'm saying? They're always there for us, and they're you know, they're just trying to make this work like we all are. 'Cause it's a tough time. Exactly. It's a time that we don't, you know, we don't know our future at the moment. So it's You're a weird time. It's weird.
You're absolutely right. Exactly. That's the perfect word. Weird. I mean, it's something that it's an unprecedented event that actually caught everyone off guard. But we're here. We're still doing it. We're still making comic books, and the plan is to continue making comic books. And hopefully, this is not going to be my last time on this show, so I can keep on talking with you and trying to blow your mind with new concepts, with new stories that we're tackling, that we're cooking up inside the cave, and the amount of talent that we're going to bring to the table soon it's only going to be for your pleasure, guys. That's really what Mad Cave Studios is all about. So we'll see.
I'll tell you, this definitely is not the last time you will be on my channel. This is just the beginning, and I'm glad we could get this out of the way. This is just to shake off the webs and, you know, get comfortable with each other. And there will be a lot more. I know you are a busy guy, so it's not like you'll be here every day, but as much as I can get you on the show, you know, even if it's just if you're free for an hour just to hang out for a bit. I was saying it would be really cool. I know two brothers have brought this up before. Just two brothers were like, we just get like we'll chill backstage and we'll just get like 6 of the Mad Cave guys and just hang out in a live chat and just watch them. And Justin's like, yeah, we would just be bullshitting the whole time. I was like, hey, that's what we want to see, man. Creators.
Let's do it whenever you guys want. Whenever it's your show, whenever you guys want us here. I mean, again, we're just grateful that you are the ones that give us the time to have us on your show. So anytime for Perry, for you, Dylan, for two brothers. I mean, we're just humble. We're grateful that you guys mention us and put us on the spotlight. So.
Oh yeah, well, I'm grateful that you take the time, man, and it just shows that, you know, it's not like you're just trying to get it all for yourself, that, you know, you appreciate being here. some guys, they just kind of look at it as like, yeah, I'm gonna just do this interview for an hour or a half hour. I got shit to do. I'm gonna be, I gotta be quick. You know what I'm saying? Like you could tell sometimes when they're just kind of trying to promote it, and that's why I was like, it's an interview, but I like it to be more of a hangout. That interview in a way, I got it ready. I usually just, do hangouts and stuff, but I was like, I wanted it to be professional as I can make it, but I also want to make it comfortable so you feel like it's just two guys just hanging out, having fun, hanging out with a bunch of people from the community in the chat. And my boy Fatal loves your shirt. Is that Ultimate Warrior? It's
that's the
my uncle. Well, that was like he loves Ultimate Warrior. Well, he's not into wrestling anymore, but when he was, that was his all-time favorite wrestler. So I didn't even notice that until Fatal said something. So that is an awesome shirt.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. Known as the Man Cave guy at the local comic store. Hey, that ain't a bad thing. Hey, what's up, Julie? Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. Dylan, you are Spider-Man. Nah, I wish. Hey, well, don't be giving up my secret identity, Julie. Giving up my night job. You aren't supposed to know what I'm doing. I'll bring the beer. Artist Alley. Yeah, my one buddy does a thing called Artist Alley where he likes to give people, creators the spotlight and just talk with them. He's had a few guys on there. He had Stuckney, the guy who does White Ash, which I read. It's absolutely phenomenal from Scout Comics. He's out in California, so goes to a lot of local signings, like local comic book shops do the signings. I'm sure you already know. I'm not lucky enough where my shops get stuff like that. That's why, like, when I get like something from you or something, I'm like, oh my God, I'm like starstruck because I'm like, I never see stuff like this. Even I get like Wizard Con, and that's not, they don't really get creators down here, which sucks. I'm hoping one day because that's why me and my uncle were gonna go down to MegaCon, and he's like, oh dude, he's like, Mad Cave is down there. I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, then I saw the interview with you and Dustin and Nick, and I was like, they're gonna be down there. I was like, holy crap, that's gonna be awesome. So hope everything works out, and we either way, one of these days I'm gonna get down to Miami and we'll get a face-to-face, man, because that would just be awesome.
I would love it. And I mean, you have a home here anytime that you want. Okay.
Yeah, I guess me and two brothers, we've pushed our way into the Mad Cave family.
You guys definitely have. I mean, we're so happy. Thank you.
Man, dude, I'm so happy. I'm just so glad we got this out the way, man, because literally, man, the last 2 days, man, I just been preparing for this, having a hell of a time, man. I even cleaned up the room and everything. I was like, I gotta get it nice, man.
That means a lot, Dylan. Thank you.
Dude, it was great, man. Yeah, so we're about that hour and a half. If you want, I answered all the questions. If anyone has any last questions, I know you guys asked a bunch already, and I asked my brother a bunch, man. This was amazing. Time for dinner. Great video. I'll see you all next time. Thank you so much, Justin. I want to say thank you to everyone for hanging out. Unless there's a last there was one question. Somebody asked about the talent search, if you had any right now going on or something, or somebody they're asking about maybe from your country, or I don't know what that meant, but I think they said do you mind what nationality are you? Like are you
I'm from Colombia, South America.
Colombia?
From Colombia.
I think maybe that's what they were asking. I think they want to know if you had like any talent search from Colombia, maybe.
We do have
do you have talent from your country right now?
All the artists on Honor and Curse, all the artists on Battle Cats, all the artists on Woven Heart, all the artists on Knights of the Golden Sun, they're all Colombian. But what we do is right now we work with people all over the world. So we have people in Ireland, we have people from Australia, we have people from the UK, we have people from Canada. We have I mean, even for Brazil, Costa Rica, we try to branch out. I mean, if you have the passion and the chops for this, really, you're who we're looking for.
Yeah.
And to answer your question, not we're not going to have a talent search in South America, but we we try to have our talent search every year. Unfortunately, because of the circumstances right now, I don't know, because what we would do as tradition is like we would launch the talent search contest in the summer, during the summer, and then we would announce the winners at New York Comic Con. But we don't know if a Comic Con is actually going to be happening this year. So I don't know, or maybe we would just do it. We will announce it at a shorter scale. We would probably, I don't know, I would probably reach out to you, Dylan, or Two Brothers or Perry, to actually, I don't know, like announce that Macro Studios is having another talent search.
Yeah, I might try to throw a story out there myself.
Do it. I mean,
Dude,
do it. I mean, we were actually really very happy and very surprised with the level of talent that we've been able to find. And a lot of people, that there are very talented people out there that unfortunately they didn't get a shot.
Yeah.
Because it's hard. It's very difficult. So that's part of why we decided to start doing the talent search, so that we were giving something back. To so many people. So do it.
Hell yeah. Well, I tell you this, after Nick and Dustin's live show with Justin, where they did the lettering and talked about the classes, I literally want to take that comics experience class, like literally, because I was like, I've always been trying to, like, it's always been hard for me to find out what I want to do in life, because growing up I played basketball. I'm 6'4", so that was always something. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to the NBA, but I gave that up like an idiot, being stupid in high school. And I just always have kind of tried to figure out what I would love to do, because I'm the type where I want to do something in life that I love and I have a passion for. I don't want to always just be stuck with a 9 to 5, like there's too many people in the world that just kind of, everyone's not lucky enough to be able to do what they love in life. And I always just felt that I want to be able to find my passion and, try to get that as a job, And once I saw that, I was like, wow, I was like, to be a letterer, maybe figure out start, like learn how to letter, learn how to, write short, like stories for, like in comic book, for how they do that, how just, the process of everything. It would just be awesome to figure out the process, period, let alone, actually, if I could, get some, like, if I got ideas in my head, but I don't know how to translate it to paper. If I could figure out how they do that, maybe that could be the jump starter. You know what I'm saying? The kickstart to that. But even if I couldn't get stories out there, lettering, like I think I could do that. I'm good with computers. And Justin, Justin is amazing at what he does. Like, and it just, when I saw that, I was like, wow. I was like, this is something I think I could really, do. And, I'm not an artist. I used to like drawing as a kid, but I try to keep my expectations low, but I do keep them high, but I try to just be realistic. And I think, that would be something just cool to do either way, even if it didn't go nowhere. I just love to see the process of all of it,
No, it's great. And letters deserve all the love in the world. I mean, they're really what glues the art and the writing. I've seen many books out there with horrible lettering, and they're just like a complete mess. So really, those guys deserve all the love in the world. So, and if you can take that comic experience class, I mean, hell, why not? Comic experience has great classes for everybody who wanted to just, even for fun, if you really want to try to throw in your hat.
If I could, I would like to throw in my hat just to see, give it a shot. So I've always thought like comic book shop, but I was like, that's more like a retirement type thing, because that's like, it's not something to get rich. And it's like, not even being a letterer or a writer. It's not to get rich. It's to do something I love, just to have a passion for it. I think that's a big thing in life, is if you have, and I think that's why your work translates so well in all the people that you get, because they have a passion for this and they are so dedicated to, they're throwing their hat in, they're diving all in. and they're
Correct.
going for it. And it really shows.
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh,
love
absolutely. If you don't have passion for this, it's going to be the most. It might look like the funnest job in the world. It's going to be the most boring job in the world.
Yeah.
You need to really love this thing like you have no idea. If not, you're going to go insane.
Yeah, I hear it. I love this comment. Dylan cleaning his room. You just know.
Yeah. That was great.
It is, man. It was a big one.
Hell of a compliment. Hell of a compliment, by the way.
Hell yeah. My question: what's Mark's favorite movie if he has one?
Ooh, too many to name, but really one that I always gravitate to has to be Braveheart.
Braveheart, great
Yeah.
book. Or book, movie. I love it. I watched that a few months back. Such a good movie. Mel Gibson, man. I love that South Park. Every time I think of Mel Gibson, I think of that South Park. Where he's like, oh my God. He's like, he's like, for the Passion of the Christ, he's like, he's like, you're gonna torture me, huh? He's like, all right. He's like, well, you won't get nothing out of me. And he like ties himself up to the table. He's like, oh, he's like, don't use those whips over there. And he's got like got with all his whips and stuff. It's the funniest thing. Oh my God, that is just, it makes me crack up laughing so much. Tarek said, well, Mark, what's your favorite beer if you have one?
Ooh, has to be, depends. If I'm in the mood of something really, really creamy and dark, probably have to be a Guinness. Or if I'm in the mood for something light, probably like a Stella.
Okay, nice. Colombian. Yeah, I don't know what this is. Hola, Mark. Julie, you are too funny. Yo, thank you so much, Bloody. I really appreciate that. So yeah, we'll wrap this on a great note. I'm gonna wrap this up. Stay with me though, Mark. We'll talk behind stage for a moment. Once again, man, I want to thank everybody for coming out and supporting the whole time. We had about 24, 25 in the chat at one point. We've had a good, strong, steady flow of people hanging out, and it means a lot.
Yeah.
I know.
So grateful. Thank you, guys.
I know my stuff hasn't been as steady with the new job. I'm trying to, figure it all out, but I promise I will keep putting out content as much as I can. And I got about 3 reviews I'm working on, and I'm going to try to have a couple to put out while I'm at work. That's a big thing. I'm trying to get them out while, like, the days I'm working, I got to just try to figure it out, have them ready. So I'm trying to start recording stuff ahead of time and have it uploaded and edited throughout the week. But I promise you guys, we will get there. It's just rough doing this third shift, but this is my main priority. I don't care what anyone says. This is my job. Even though I don't get paid for it, I don't care. This is my priority. I love hanging out with you guys, and it's just amazing. 2 brothers, Chris Fernandez, Batcave, Justin. I know he left Southern Comic Geek. Hermino, 1-2, Code Monkey Brains, Tear, Supreme, Comics Girl, and let me see. I know there's way more. Bloody, 90, Hero, Discovery, 2nd Street Marvel. There you go, boy. There you are. Thank you so much, man. That means so much. Guinness, yeah, she's from Ireland, actually. So that's perfect right there. Mark, come on more often, and Dylan will clean his room for us. And wow, Braveheart is amazing. It always makes me cry. Classic film, good taste, Mark. Yeah,
thank you.
It is a great.
Thank you.
That's a good movie to pick too. One to gravitate. Just bored one night throwing some Braveheart. Can't go wrong with that. They used to make fun of me when they'd be like, Dylan, make your bed, man. They're like, why is your bed always so messy? So I'd be like, oh my God, I gotta make it real quick. I gotta fix it up. So funny. I love this community, man. They are so great.
That's why we do it, man. That's really why we do it.
Yeah, that exactly, man. That's why I wanted to go to MegaCon. Then I hear Donnie Cates might be there because I'm a huge Donnie Cates guy. And then I heard you guys are gonna be there. That the community and you guys. That's what's bringing me. Donnie Cates, I don't even care about that anymore. I still love him, but if I get to go, I'm going for the community and for you guys, man, because it would just be amazing to meet you. up front, meet the whole Mad Cave Studios family. It would just be amazing, man. And I can't wait to do this more. Thank you everyone for hanging out. And if there's anything else you'd like to say, if there's anything else you want, now's the time before we leave.
Okay. No, first of all, Dylan, thank you so much again for the time that you've given Mad Cave, that you've given me. Also want to thank everybody who joined. I know that you guys are busy with their stuff, and I know that we're having a rough time with all these things that is going on. But I mean, cool. Stay positive. It's not gonna last forever. And remember that we really love you guys. We're doing this for the love of comics. And stay safe out there. Thank you for your support. Really means a lot, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Peace out. Stay with me, Mark. Hold on. Ooh. Oh, am I not? Just do.
Dylan, you son of a bitch.